Remind everyone in the audience that our preference is that all electronic devices be turned off. However, we understand that coaching staffs may need to look things up during the round and that sort of thing. If you have an electronic device that is turned on, please make sure that it is absolutely silenced in every respect. No amber alerts going off during Certamen, please. Thank you so much. Here's Mr. Ist.
All right, we're going to have the teams come up by their seating order to choose a table, starting with Florida. Come on up, Florida. And Tennessee. Come on up and choose a table. And finally, Massachusetts. While everyone gets settled, I'm going to read a quick content warning for the round. The study of the humanities often challenges us as we examine the full range of the human experience. This Certamen round contains mention of violence, including family violence. As always, take care of yourselves and reach out to your chaperones and sponsors if you need to talk about the content. All right, let's see players' name tags. All right, everybody's got a name tag. Are we ready to do a buzzer check? Okay, we're not ready to do a buzzer check. Let me then remind the audience, you've already been reminded to silence your devices. Also, don't make spontaneous shouts of rule violations. You can bring that to Mr. Muth over there. But save your applause and whatever else is happening to after the score checks at 5, 10, 15, 19, 20. When you are, of course, free to clap. All right, buzzer check. All the ones buzzed in? Oh, geez.
Thank you.
C2. Did you hear me over there? All the threes, all the fours, all the B's. Me too. All right. Remember to wait until recognized in order to answer a toss-up. Remember, everybody up here will be watching for consultation, so do not consult during a toss-up. You all have the Aurelia passage in front of you. I'm going to give that a read so that you can hear my Latin, but also to make sure that my sound is coming through well, because we've got audio-visual stuff happening. So, Aurelia, qui orbs placebat, erat in Aegypto cum familia sua calida ingenti et equo. Tredecim ludos magnos Iovis in amphitheatro Alexandriae spectabant. Tandem hic equus iratissimus domum recurrere coepit. Aurelia Anglicae dixit. You can read about the year 312 AD in history books, but can you tell us what the abbreviation OP period, CIT period means? All right, feel free to take those home with you, our little gift to you. And Can I have the captains identify themselves? All right. Remember, players and coaches, all protests having to do with toss-ups 1 through 19 need to come in before we start the final toss-up. That's so that we know what the stakes are for the final toss-up. And protests for 20 come in before we all go away. All right. Anybody have any questions before we? Please use the microphones. Can you all hear me fine like this? I'm reading loud enough. Okay.
I have a quick question. Right here. Hi. So because the mic isn't as close to some of our teammates, is it okay if like during toss we move it so it's not? I mean, once they buzz it, obviously.
Right. Once the players recognize it's okay to move the microphone to them. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. 2023 NJCL Certamen Advanced Division Finals. Toss-up number 1 for all teams. A work on the heresies most...
C1.
Sorry, Cyprian is not correct. A work on the heresies most widespread in Spain.
A3.
I'm sorry, Sulpicius Severus is not correct.
B1.
Sorry, Jerome is not correct. A work on the heresies most widespread in Spain and a book about the Pelagian heresy were written by what author who was forced to flee Spain due to an invasion by the Vandals and wrote a historical work covering events until the year 417 AD. It's Orosius. No points on toss-up 1. Toss-up 2 is the visual. Please do not open the visual until instructed to do so. And also, please avoid consultation if it's a toss-up that we're doing right now. You may now open the visual. You have 10 seconds to inspect it. Toss-up number 2. This is a relief depicting a scene of Roman comedy in Medias Res. Which stock character is presented second from the left, holding a staff and wearing a beard?
A3.
Dosanus?
Sorry, Dosanus is not correct. This is a relief depicting a scene of Roman comedy in Medias Res. Which stock character is presented second from the left, holding a staff and wearing a beard?
B2.
Demisonus.
Sorry, Demisonus is not correct.
C1.
Sorry, Bucco is not correct. So, no correct answers. We're ruling for Senex, or just the old man. So, no points on toss-up 2. Shall we do an ah? Alright. Go ahead and set that aside. Toss-up number 3 for all teams. What meaning is shared by the Latin nouns at the ultimate roots of plagiarism?
C1.
I'm sorry, a district is not correct.
B3.
C.
I'm sorry, C is not correct.
A3.
To beat.
I'm sorry, to beat is not correct. The full question, what is the meaning shared by the Latin nouns at the ultimate roots of plagiarism and particular? And it's net or snare or trap. So, no points on toss-up 3. Toss-up number 4 for all teams. What sort of ritual caused a feud between Mastusius?
A3.
A sacrifice.
I need more information.
A human sacrifice.
A human sacrifice is correct. Feud between Mastusius and Demophon saved Athens from Eurystheus' forces with Macaria's help, and nearly occurred at Aulis to produce winds its human sacrifice. Bonus 1 for Team A. What king of Athens sacrificed one of his daughters after an oracle said it was necessary to defeat the forces of Eleusis?
Erechtheus.
Erechtheus is correct, and bonus 2. What Locrian man stopped an annual human sacrifice in the town of Temesa by beating a ghostly hero in a boxing match?
Euthymus.
Euthymus is correct. That's 20 points for Tennessee on toss-up 4. Toss-up 5 for all teams. What man, while emperor, had 900 million sesterces?
B4.
I'm sorry, Trajan's not correct.
No place.
What man, while emperor, had 900 million sesterces of debt records burned in the forum?
A3.
Hadrian.
Hadrian's correct. And established the Fosatum Africae to shore up Rome's southern borders, much as he had done in the north. It's Hadrian. Bonus 1 for Tennessee. Before he was named as Trajan's successor, Hadrian had become the ward of Trajan and another man after the deaths of Hadrian's parents. Name this other guardian of Hadrian, who served as Trajan's praetorian prefect during the final years of his reign.
Lucius Quietus.
Sorry, Lucius Quietus is not correct. This is Ationus. Bonus 2. There is surprisingly little textual evidence about the construction of Hadrian's Wall, but we get a sense of what life was like there from a cache of documents dated shortly before its construction. At what major fort along the wall were these documents found?
Windolanda.
Windolanda is correct. That's 15 points for Team A, Tennessee on toss of 5. And after 5, let's check the score. After 5, Team A, Tennessee has 35. Team B, Mass has yet to score. And Team C, Florida has yet to score. Toss-up 6 for all teams. 12 days after he was returned to Troy from custody.
C3.
Lycaon's correct. After he was returned to Troy from custody by Eetion of Imbros, what son of Laothoe was killed by Achilles, who had once seized him in the orchard of his father Priam? It's Lycaon. Bonus 1. Laothoe was also said to be the mother of what son of Priam, often called his youngest? Laothoe was also said to be the mother of what son of Priam? I need your answer. Polydorus is correct. Bonus 2. Achilles had captured Lycaon while he was harvesting tree shoots in Priam's orchard. Name either the type of tree that he was using or what he was making with them.
Can you repeat?
Achilles had captured Lycaon while he was harvesting tree shoots in Priam's orchard. Name either the type of tree that he was using or what he was making with them. Answer, please.
Fig
Fig tree is correct. We could have also taken chariot rails.
tree. Can you repeat that? Cherry.
Chariot rails, rails for your chariot. So that's 20 points, 14C, Florida on toss-up 6. Toss-up 7 for all teams. Translate the following Latin sentence into English. Sidera sequere domum aviae inventum.
C2.
Follow the stars to find the house of the grandmother.
That's correct. Follow the stars to find the house of the grandmother or grandmother's house. Bonus 1 for Team C. Now say in Latin, as if to a group of people using a deponent verb. Depart as soon as possible so that you're not late.
Could you repeat?
Now say in Latin as if to a group of people using a deponent verb. Depart as soon as possible so that you're not late. Answer, please.
Defer to C2.
Provegesceni quam primum ne tardisis.
No, I'm sorry. It was all right except the last word, cease, which needed to be plural cetus. Otherwise, it's exactly what I have on the page. Bonus 2. Now say in Latin to that same group using a future imperative. Remember to enjoy your journey by looking at the flowers.
Okay, could you repeat?
Now say in Latin to that same group using a future imperative. Remember to enjoy your journey by looking at the flowers. Answer, please.
Defer to C2.
Mementote fluendi itinere tuo videndis floribus.
Can you repeat that into the microphone, please?
Okay. Memento plus te at the end. Mementote. Fluendi itinere tuo videndis floribus.
So I'm getting shakes of the head, but so what we're looking for was mementote frui itinere floribus spectandis. So I can't take your answer.
Okay. Is there any way to challenge based on the fact that memento tends to take a genitive?
We will record that and get back to you. Alright. There's a reason there's two of us up here. It's actually the tuo, which is, again, singular when you're talking to plural.
Unfortunate.
So, thanks, bud. So that is 10 points for Team C, Florida on toss-up 7. Toss-up 8, all teams are eligible. Suetonius said, docuit
A3.
Valerius Cato.
Valerius Cato's correct. Suetonius said, docuit multos et nobiles visus quae es Heridoneus praeceptor, about what author in Latin Siren, who created an edition of Lucilius and wrote a Pilia called Lydia and Dictina. It's Valerius Cato, bonus 1 for Team A. What Neoteric poet wrote a historical poem on Caesar's campaign against Ariovistus and erotic poetry to Leucadia?
Varro Atacinus.
Varro Atacinus is correct, and bonus 2. Catullus referred to what poet as a salaputium dissertum in his 53rd poem?
Licinius Calvus.
Licinius Calvus is correct. That's 20 points for Team A, Tennessee on toss-up 8. Toss-up 9 for all teams. In what war did negotiations at the Locrian city of Nicaea
C4.
Macedonian War,
I need more information.
Second Macedonian.
Second Macedonian War is correct. When one side refused to cede control of Demetrius, Alcus, and Acrocorinth, the so-called three fetters of Philip V. It's the Second Macedonian War. Bonus 1 for Team C. A skirmish along what river in 198 BC between the forces of Flamininus and Philip V began the Second Macedonian War? A skirmish along what river in 198 BC between the forces of Flamininus and Philip V began the Second Macedonian War? Answer, please.
Defer C4.
Rindacus.
Sorry, Brindacus is not correct. This is the Aulus, A-O-U-S, with the diaresis. Bonus 2. What Greek strategos in the Achaean League later allied with Flamininus against the Spartan king Nabis?
Defer C4.
Philopoemon.
Philopoemon is correct. That's 15 points for Team C, Florida on toss-up 9. Toss-up 10 for all teams. Of the nouns angustia, delubrum, foidos, latum, and rabies, which is being described by the following Latin sentence. Effigies deorum in...
C2.
Delubrum.
Delubrum is correct. Effigies deorum in hoc loco videri poterant. Bonus 1 for Team C. Of the nouns angustia, delubrum, foidos, latum, and rabies, which is being described by this Latin sentence. Id quod omnibus hominibus accidet.
Latum.
Latum is correct. Bonus 2. Of the nouns angustia, delubrum, foidos, latum, and rabies, which is being described by this Latin sentence. Est conjunctio civitatum ut pax efficerator.
Foidus.
Foidus is correct. That's 20 points for Team C, Florida on toss of 10. And after 10, we'll have a score check. After 10 toss-ups, Team A, Tennessee, has 55. Team B, Massachusetts, has yet to score. Team C, Florida, has 65. Toss-up 11 for all teams. In the Aeneid, Orodes prophesies...
A3.
Mezentius.
Mezentius is correct. He prophesies the death of what man, the rider of the horse Ribus, and the ruler of Pyre, before he duels Aeneas in the hopes of avenging Lausus' death. Bonus 1 for Team A. What king of the Etruscans fought alongside Aeneas out of hatred for Mezentius?
Tarchon.
Tarchon's correct. And bonus 2. According to one story, a man named Tarchon uncovered what autochthonous Etruscan prophet while plowing?
Tages.
Tages is correct. That is 20 points for Team A, Tennessee on toss-up 11. Toss-up 12 for all teams. A letter from Arethusa...
B1.
Say again? Propertius is correct. A letter from Arethusa to Lycautus and Epicadia to Cornelia and Marcellus are included in the work of what Roman author who expounded upon the origin of the myths and cults of Rome in the style of the Aetia by Polemicus. It's Propertius. Bonus 1 for Team B. In Book 1 of his elegies, Propertius does not mention politics except for a single reference to what war?
The Perusine War, final answer.
The Perusine War is correct. And bonus 2, what later author reveals the true names of many of the women whom famous Roman elegists called by pseudonyms, including Propertius's Cynthia?
Apuleius, final.
Apuleius is correct. That is 20 points for Team B on toss-up 12. Toss-up 13 for all teams. With command of the 3rd Legion Augusta, what governor of Numidia marched on Carthage?
C4.
Answer, please.
Dolabella.
Sorry, Dolabella is not correct.
B4.
Say again?
Capellianus.
Capellianus is correct. Marched on Carthage and overwhelmed the forces of Gordian II, ending their joint reign after only 20 days. Capellianus. Bonus 1 for Team B. What Praetorian prefect defeated Chopper I in 243 AD, allowing the Romans to regain control of Carrhae and Nisibis?
Defer to B4.
Timesitheus.
Timesitheus is correct. Bonus 2. At what battle of 243 AD in northern Mesopotamia did Gordian III and Timesitheus defeat Chopper? At what battle of 243 AD in northern Mesopotamia did Gordian III and Timesitheus defeat Chopper?
Defer to B4.
Nisibis.
No, sorry, Nisibis is not correct. The answer is Racina. So that is 15 points for Team B, Massachusetts on toss-up 13. Toss-up 14 for all teams. Listen carefully to the following passage about passages, or loci, which I will read twice. Then responde latine to the questions that follow. Olim erant moderatores, qui roganda inspicievant, ne imparati ad conventionem nationalem advenirent. Subito, quidam moderator, casum dirum, roganda in quibus discipuli locos audiunt a missa esse, anem advertit. Ehu, flebant ceteri, quod omnes moderatores sciebant, discipulos locos amare, sed locos difficilimos scriptu esse. Moderator ignavus exclamavit, quid faciamus? Quo modo quinque diebus, quinque locos scribemus? And I'm repeating the passage. Olim erant moderatores qui roganda inspicievant, ne imparati ad conventionem nationalem advenirent. Subito quidam moderator casum dirum, roganda in quibus discipuli locos audiunt a missa esse, anem advertit. Ehu, flebant ceteri, quod omnes moderatores sciebant, discipulos locos amare, sed locos difficilimos scriptu esse. Moderator ignavus exclamavit, quid faciamus? Quo modo quinque diebus, quinque locos scribemus? And the question, quali...
C2.
Difficilimis scriptu.
I'm sorry, difficilimis scriptu is not correct. Okay.
What is it difficult?
Oh, you said difficilimi scriptu. I'm sorry, that's not correct. Okay. So, difficilimi scriptu is not correct. I will...
B3.
Difficilima scriptu.
Difficilima scriptu is correct. Yeah, sorry. The question, qualia roganda emissa erant. And it's difficilima scriptu. Bonus 1, 14b. Secundum locum, quo modo de locis sentiunt discipuli.
Defer to B3.
Discipuli amant locos.
Discipuli amant locos is correct. And bonus 2. Quo tempore loci perficiendi erant.
Repeat the question.
Quo tempore loci perficiendi erant.
Quinque diebus final.
Quinque Diablos is correct. That's 20 points for Team B, Massachusetts on toss of 14, which may or may not be based on a true story. Toss of 15 for all teams. Translate the following sentence into English. Rerum natura diligentissime legendo.
C2.
Alright.
Okay.
Place.
All right, starting over for the other two teams. Translate the following sentence into English. Rerum natura diligentissime legendo spectandoque erit discenda.
A3.
The nature of things must most diligently be learned by reading and observing.
I'm sorry, that's not correct.
B3.
The nature of things will need to be learned most diligently by reading and observing.
Yes, that's correct. The nature of things will have to be learned most diligently by reading and observing or watching. Bonus one for Team B. Now, all right. So Team B's answer was definitely correct. We are looking into Team A's answer. They were second. All right. We're looking into Team A's answer, whether must can have a future meaning. So we're not going to read the bony right now because we don't know who we would read them for. So let's have a score check after we've read but not completed 15. Score after 14 and change. Team A, Tennessee, has 75. Team B, Mass, has 55. And Team C, Florida, has 65. Toss of 16 for all teams. Although it was meant to be a universal history,
C1.
Pompeius Trogus' Historiae Philippicae.
Pompeius Trogus' Historiae Philippicae is correct. Bonus one for Team C. What cavalry commander of Tiberius wrote a historical work dedicated to Marcus Vinicius that included a panegyric of Tiberius?
The first C1.
Olaus Paterculus.
Olaus Paterculus is correct. And bonus two. What author, during the reign of Tiberius, composed a work that praised Cassius as the last of the Romans and was originally ordered to be burnt by Sejanus, but was saved?
It's like
What author, during the reign of Tiberius, composed a work that praised Cassius as the last of the Romans and was originally ordered to be burnt by Sejanus, but saved?
The first
But
C1.
was saved.
Cremutius Cordus.
Cremutius Cordus is correct. That's 20 points for Team C on toss-up 16. Toss-up 17 for all teams. Adopted in 2020. Translate the Latin motto of the United States Space Force.
B1.
I'm sorry, to the stars is not correct.
C4.
Always above.
Always above is correct. And I was going to give you the motto, Semper Supra. Bonus one for Team C. Related to the state motto of Kansas, give the Latin motto of the Royal Air Force of the UK. It is also shared by the Air Forces of Australia and New Zealand. Related to the state motto of Kansas, give the Latin motto of the Royal Air Force of the UK. It is also shared by the Air Forces of Australia and New Zealand. And I need your answer.
Ad Astra to the stars.
Is that your complete answer? No, sorry. I can't prompt you for that. Per ardua ad astra, through the difficulties to the stars. Because it's the motto, we need it in the right order, so I can't prompt you for words that need to be before. Bonus two, give the related celestial motto for the Royal Canadian Air Force. A quote from Book 9 of the Aeneid, meaning, thus one goes to the stars.
It's seek Australia too.
Give the related celestial motto for the Royal Canadian Air Force. A quote from Book 9 of the Aeneid, meaning, thus one goes to the stars.
C2.
Seek ad astra iter.
I'm sorry, I can't take that, all the words are there, but sic iter ad astra. So that is 10 points for Team C, Florida on toss-up 17. Toss-up 18 for all teams. When recognized by the spotter, perform or describe the following commands. Surgas et simules te numum in aer.
C2.
You would stand up and pretend to get a coin out of the air.
I'm sorry, that's not correct.
B3.
Yes, that is correct. You need to kind of flip a coin. So not just grab it out of the air, but the last word was versare. Bonus one for Team B. Surge te amplectere et dic Anglicae ego sum amicus meus carissimus.
I would defer to B3.
I'm my best friend.
Yes, that's correct. Bonus two. Quirimini quod algatus.
Can you repeat that?
Quirimini quod algatus.
It's so cold.
All right, it's not very convincing, but I'll take it. So that is 20 points for Team B, Massachusetts on toss-up 18.
So I'd like to make a logic challenge.
Okay.
Algatus means you are cold. So if you're cold, you're looking at it and say, I'm cold, it's cold.
Okay. So your challenge is that algatus means you are cold, but they just said it's cold. All right. Since it's an official challenge, we will send it over there. I'll tell you that these are considered comprehension questions, so a translation is not generally expected or required, but we will look into it. So,
Instruments. We need a
Could you say your challenge?
So the bottom, like the prompt requires players to pretend like agatus means you all are cold, not it is cold. So when you're cold, you could go like or I'm cold, but saying it's cold is more akin to an impersonal form like logit.
And could you repeat for us what the answer was or what you saw?
So Team B acted like it was cold, said burr, and said it's cold. Correct? Yeah. Okay. They say it's fine. All right. Toss up 19 for all teams. Which of the following provinces during the time of Trajan lay furthest east? Creta et Cyrenaica, Moesia Superior, Galatia,
C4.
Galatia.
I'm sorry, Galatia is not correct.
B2.
Creta et Cyrenaica.
Sorry, Creta et Cyrenaica is not correct.
A3.
Kilikia.
Kilikia is correct. Kilikia was the last one. Bonus one for Team A. Which of the following provinces during the time of Trajan lay furthest west? Pannonia Superior, Noricum, Moesia Inferior, or Dalmatia?
Those are me.
Which of the following provinces during the time of Trajan lay furthest west? Pannonia Superior, Noricum, Moesia Inferior, or Dalmatia?
Noricum.
Noricum is correct. Bonus two. Which province contained the city of Tomi, or Tomis, the exile place of Ovid? Answer, please.
Moesia,
I need you to be more specific.
inferior.
Moesia Inferior is correct. So that is 20 points for Team A, Tennessee on toss-up 19. And now let's check the score. Never mind, we'll check the score in a second. Back to toss-up 15. We have determined that must does have the force of futurity. So we are going to give the bony to Team A. For toss-up 15, we are dealing with a couple other issues, including on the passage, but we'll deal with those after reading these bony for Team A. Bonus one. Now translate this sentence into English. Per facile est cum iudicio in optato dissensu, arduum autem cum eodem consensu.
Those are me.
Now translate this sentence into English. Per facile est cum iudicio in optato dissensu, arduum autem cum eodem consensu. And I need your answer.
It is very easy with to dissent with a unforeseen judgment. Let's see. But it is very hard to agree with the same judgment.
Okay, most of that was right. Unforeseen for inoptatus is what I'm getting hung up on. We're looking for undesired instead of unforeseen. Bonus 2. Say in Latin, using a gerundive, we become better by carrying out our duties.
Please repeat.
Say in Latin, using a gerundive, we become better by carrying out our duties. Answer, please.
Meliores fimus sobeundis officiis.
Okay. I have to look up subeo. So all of that was right, except we have efficiendis, or perficiendis, or conficiendis. We need to look. We will check subeo for the meaning carry out. It's wrong as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we can go back now. Talk some more. Next thing, on toss-up 14, the passage, it has been determined that difficulty like to was a correct response. Didn't even need prompting. So, I'm going to read replacement bony for Team C, and we are unfortunately taking away the points from Team B. Yes, there will. So, these are bony for Team C. I will read the passage twice, and then read the bony for you. Listen to the following Latin passage, which I will read twice, and answer in English the questions which follow. Diagoras rodios, tres filios adolescentes habuit, unum pugilem, alterum pancratiastem, tertium luctatorem. Eos omnes vidit vincere coronarique Olympiae eodem die. Et cum ibi eum tres adolescentes amplexi suaviarenter, coronis suis in capite patris positis, ibidem in stadio animam expiravit. And I'm repeating. Diagoras rodios, tres filios adolescentes habuit, unum pugilem, alterum pancratiastem, tertium luctatorem. Eos omnes vidit vincere coronarique non-rique Olympiae eodem die, et cum ibi eum tres adolescentes amplexi suaviarentur. Coronis suis in capite patris positis, ibidem in stadio animam expiravit. Bonuses 1 and 2. For 5 points, name 2 of the athletic divisions which his sons competed. And for a full 10 points, name all 3. I need your first 2 answers.
Defer to C2.
Boxing, wrestling, fighting.
Say the last one.
Fighting.
Boxing, wrestling, and fighting. This is the first time I've read this passage, and I don't fully understand the answer line here. So you said boxing, wrestling, fighting.
Boxing comes from wrestling comes from the confusion of
Oh, okay. No, I'm seeing it with the slash. Okay. So boxing and wrestling, I believe, are correct. The third one we were looking for was just pancration, or penetration. So that, to me, says 5 points. So 15 points on toss of 14 for Team C. If you've got any challenges for toss-ups 1 through 19 that you have been holding on to, please make sure to bring them to our lovely moderator den. Or if you're up on stage, you can tell them to me. me see if I remember all of the things I was just told. We looked up subeo, subeundis. We cannot accept that for carry out. So that's what remains the same. There was a challenge about grabbing the coin out of the air on the command question, and our resolution is that that is not acceptable for flipping the coin. So that score remains the same. The third challenge was about Philippoimon. We have down Philippoimen, but there was a challenge about it, but we're accepting it as it's a alternate English pronunciation of the word. So I think no points change on any of those three. We're still working on one final thing. Maybe now would be a good time to take a deep breath. Okay. I believe this is the last outstanding thing. So if it's not, make a beeline for Mr. Muth and let us know, because I think this is the last thing. We looked up the pancration, and fighting is acceptable. So that's 5 more points for Team C. And now that we've actually done 19 questions, we're going to do a score check. We're going to maybe do a score. I'm going to read the scores, and then I'll find out what's happening over there. Team A, Tennessee, has 105. Team B, Massachusetts, has 55. Team C, Florida, has 115. Alright, I've gotten the thumbs up. We can read toss-up 20. So, one more deep breath. Toss-up 20, all teams are eligible. What mountain's crag of Codina?
B1.
Mount Sipylus is correct. What mountain's crag of Codinus was carved with an old image of Cybele by Brodius, whose sister turned to stone on it when she could not stop weeping for her slain children. It's Mount Sipylus. Bonus 1 for Team B. Which of Niobe's children survived the killing of her siblings and was renamed when she became permanently pale with fear during the killing?
Chloris, final.
Chloris is correct in bonus 2. According to one story, Zeus threw Mount Sipylus on Tantalus when Tantalus abetted what man's theft of a guard dog from Zeus's shrine on Crete?
I will defer to B3.
Victrix causa Caesari placut, sed victa Catoni.
That is a really bad pronunciation of Panorius. So bad that I can't take it. So that's 15 points for Team B on toss-up 20. And our final score. Team A, Tennessee, has 105. Team B, Massachusetts, has 70. And Team C, Florida, has 115.